So this is a longer version of my short I recently uploaded of epoxying a garage floor. This is definitely a beginner, intermediate slash, I guess a beginner slash intermediate, mostly for my resin artists who have completed like art pieces and kind of familiar with epoxy already. This video is best for you. Because I'm not going to go into too many details as far as mixing or anything, but more just the steps on how to complete a floor. So this is my third floor I've done, and before that I've been working with epoxy for about 2 years. So I'm familiar with a good bit of it, but floors I'm still kind of new at, but I thought this video would be helpful for people just like me who just wanted to kind of see the steps. So this step is just prepping. This is so that way the epoxy, when it's poured on top of the garage, it would adhere to the floor really good. So it's called a prep replacement. So first you just do the sides. It's very similar to how you would paint a wall. You paint in the sides first, so that way when you come back with a bigger roller, you don't have to worry about the sides being messed up. So you just take a smaller bucket with a small paintbrush and do that. Or you could use a stick, so that way you don't have to bend down as much as I do. These 30 plus knees. Anyway, so the big roller is used to put the rest of the prep on. This part is prepping the epoxy with the color. So with flooring, the best way to do it is to pour in part A. All of these buckets are part A by itself. Pour in the color with part A only and mix the color with part A thoroughly. And I do that for all 3 buckets with part A and the color only. And then after that is mixed, I only pour in part B when I'm ready to pour. The reason being is because epoxy will start to smoke and explode if you have it sitting in a bucket. But if you pour it on the floor or anything that's flat, it won't heat up like that. So just make sure that you only pour part A in first with the color, mix that, and then when you're ready to pour it on the floor, then pour in part B and mix that as well. So this is me pouring the color into all of the part A's to save some time, so that way I won't have to worry about mixing the color and part B at one time. This is very relaxing. Make sure you get an epoxy mixer as well. You can check out my Amazon store. I do have that listed, but the epoxy mixer is a lifesaver. This is how it should look once it's finished being mixed. And then you're going to pour it on the floor. I use a Home Depot or Lowe's bucket. And then once it's poured on the floor, I flip the bucket over so that way any residue or leftover could pour out. It'll be a good bit. And then afterwards, I use the squeegee to even out the amount. Make sure that you have the measurements on the wall of where you need to stop. If you need some help with that, I'll definitely help you out. But here's the finished product, and the client and I loved it. I think the color is amazing.